Hey, it's Jack, and this video is called 5 Types of Guys That You Want to Avoid at All Costs. Hey, I'm Jack Butler. I'm a relationship coach. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here or if you haven't yet subscribed, I want to invite you to subscribe. I release at least 2 new videos every week on relationships and personal growth. And this channel is real. This is real stuff. This is deeper work for real adults. It's not tips, tricks, or gimmicks. It's how to actually have the things in your love life that you want and how to do the inner work that will support you having those things in a meaningful and conscious way. So if any of all of that sounds good, hit the subscribe button and then tap the bell notification so you hear of new videos as soon as they come out. All right, we've got 5 things and stay to the 5th one because it's going to surprise you, but let's get into this. So number 1 type of guy that you might want to avoid this guy. Is rebound guy. Number 1 is rebound guy. And you'll know this doesn't just apply to men, this applies to women as well. Anyone on a rebound has a hard time being counted on. And here's the thing, even though you know that he's on a rebound, and even though he knows on a rebound, with the best intentions in the world, he still can't really be trusted with what's coming up in his experience because he's in a rebound and you just don't know what's going on. And oftentimes we're more into the next thing because we're avoiding some pain or some feeling of the difficult emotions of letting something go. And we're trying to redirect our attention into this new connection. But actually we've still got stuff that we've got to deal with, right? So rebound guy, you don't know where he stands. Much better to say, hey, I like you. Why don't you take the time to get over what's going on? And then if you want to pursue this connection, kind of give me a call. Or, hey, I like you. Let's be friends and companions and have that kind of relationship. And if at some point you're available for it to be more of a sexual relational thing and that we could look at being in some kind of more meaningful partnership, let's do it. But let's not cheat ourselves of the opportunity of trying to go full in on that when actually there's no foundation for us to stand on here. All right, number 2 is married guy or taken guy, someone who is in a significant connection or relationship with someone else. If this is fully your situation, I have a video. I don't know if it will be released at this point yet, but I have a video called Help, I'm in Love with a Married Guy. Look out for that. But just to give you the short version here, probabilistically, most men don't leave their wives, so you're actually an affair to him. You're not his future partner. And also, when a guy is willing to keep you in this kind of love triangle with him and not actually make the decisive move to leave his marriage and be with you, he's not your guy, right? It's kind of simple. Like he's not actually available to you. And if you have any pattern of being attracted to unavailable men, you could just be reattracting that same pattern. So if a guy's married, again, it's the same communication as rebound guy. Hey, I really like you. I could imagine us being together. I would want to know if we could be in partnership. And that's actually got to be in the right space and context for us to pursue it. So until that opportunity is fully on the table, why don't you and I just back off and you know that I really like you, right? That's so much simpler than having to imagine every time he sees you, oh, I like you, I love you, maybe I'm going to leave my wife, maybe I'm going to be with you, oh, you're the best, you're this, you're that. Lots of this and not a lot of decisive action to back it up. All right, in at number 3, we have Peter Pan. We have Peter Pan guy. So Peter Pan guy is in some ways still in his immaturity and he wants to keep all his options open. That's what Peter Pan, he loves the freedom and the fun, but he doesn't want the commitment and the responsibility. So this guy's hard because he's always going to treat you what? Like an option and not really like a priority. And if you want a committed relationship, at some point you've got to be a priority to a guy. So this guy can be fun, carefree, he can be, a surfer dude, he can be super fun to hang out with and enjoy. You could enjoy a connection with this guy, but just realize if what you want is a committed relationship, he's probably not in a space to really step into that anytime soon. Most guys have to mature in their masculine to realize that real freedom comes through commitments and responsibilities, not in the absence of commitments and responsibilities. And if this guy is in his, 40s, 50s or whatever, and he's still not really comfortable with holding down commitments, I'm not going to imagine that he's going to change that anytime soon for you. Or if he does, he can make that super clear to you and show it through consistent action over a period of time. So if you're with Peter Pan guy, you might want to say, hey, I like you. I don't want to be an option. I want to be a priority. If something changes in your life, give me a call. You can see there's a little theme here with these guys, right? It's basically saying you want to avoid being in relationship with them now. There might be a possibility of relationship in the future, but you actually have to let what is here dissolve and die. And if they come round in the future and you actually in your intuition discern that something is really different about what they're available for, awesome. Everything else, it's kind of a distraction. All right. In at number 4, what have we got here? Oh, we've got drop-off guy. boom. Now, I'm being playful with that. I know that actually that experience can be incredibly painful for people, so I want to be respectful of that. And drop-off guy doesn't sometimes realize that he's going to be drop-off guy, which is why he can be confusing, because he looks like, I'm investing, I'm getting more serious, like we're climbing this together. And then at some point, he drops off. And at some point, it's actually not even like this. Sometimes it's you fall off a cliff with him. So how do you avoid drop-off guy? Is you look for the 3, 6, 9 months of consistent action and connection coming your way. Most drop-off guys can't last that distance. Most drop-off guys will happen within three months, certainly 3 to 6 months. One of the reasons that drop-off guy isn't confusing is because he might just have a different investment strategy than you. Drop-off guy might have an investment strategy of, oh, I'm doing my exploring and due diligence all the while we're deepening, but that doesn't mean I'm ultimately in. For some people, the threshold of investment comes quite soon. Like we get to know each other and then boom, we step through that threshold and now we're serious. For some other people, that threshold is way later. So all the way up to that threshold, it could go either way. It could go more or it could drop, right? So that kind of drop-off guy he's not really fully invested in relationship. He may even feel like he is at some level, but he really hasn't stepped through that commitment threshold. So any time that you haven't actually had an explicit shared reality with a guy through word and action over a period of time, just don't imagine that he's committed to you. Right? If he really is committed to you, he can prove that in the fullness of time. So we don't have to be premature in any kind of belief that he's committed to us. And that way, drop-off guy can stop being confusing to you. You know, the way to avoid drop-off guy is to actually slow it down, take it steady, take it sober, let it unfold, drop the projection, drop the story, just see what's really there. And if he really is your guy, he can prove it to you over the long term, right? Drop-off guy is not necessarily malicious, right? I think sometimes people get so hurt by drop-off guy, they imagine that all the time he was stringing them along. There could be guys, obviously, that string people along, but I think most of the time, drop-off guy just doesn't know what he's available for until he does. And when he does, he clarifies it quickly and it's kind of painful, right? So don't waste your time being a victim to drop-off guy, right? You're a participant, you're co-creating something with him. And unless that's actually on the bedrock of your deep intuition backed up by commitment over time, just don't overimagine what you actually have and you won't fall foul of drop-off guy. All right, and then in at number 5, we have what I call mergy guy. Mergy guy can be super yummy to be in connection because he's probably well in touch with his feminine side. He's well in touch with his receptive side. He's able to be in connection with you for long periods of time. He likes connecting to you. In fact, you are the best thing in his life. And he may not have a lot of other life going on. You know, sometimes mergy guy isn't super effective in his career and his mission. He hasn't got a lot going on. And what he really wants to do is spend all his time merging with you and merge into your life, your agenda, and even perhaps your direction. So mergy guy can be fun initially because he's more contactful and tactile and available than most other men. And so you're like, wow, there's finally this available guy. But at a certain point, you might find he's suffocating me a little bit, or he's a little bit too into this. I'm having to be the one that's kind of stepping more often into my autonomy. I'm the one that's setting the boundaries and limitations on connection. I'm the one that's having to move into my masculine. I'm the one that's not feeling very attracted now to this guy that hasn't got off the couch today because he just wants to cuddle with me so much. And I'm kind of wondering, where's your life, dude? Right? That's the thing about mergy guy. You know, sometimes I call him, you're the solution to my problem guy. Right? So it's like being in relationship to you. Oh, wow, so amazing, I found you. It's like suddenly my life has direction and purpose, which is you, rather than I actually have a direction and purpose in my life and I want to create a space in it for you. Those are two very different things. Cutting to the chase, mergy guy often is disconnected from his own masculine. Right? It might be that he's a guy that doesn't have a masculine essence, that's possible, but quite often it's that he's actually defended against his masculine essence, right? He's either gone to sleep on it, or he's finding it hard over there, so he's much more attuned to connecting, or he's in a time of transition, and so he thinks pouring his energy into you is the right idea. Merging with someone is awesome. Enjoy that experience when it happens, but let's have it like it's an experience that happens from time to time. We get really merged, rather than you want to ongoingly merge with me for a substitute for your own lack of priorities and direction. That guy is ultimately not going to be a guy that can stand by you in a commitment in a way that feels good in relationship. So you might want to wave goodbye to him. All right, those were the 5 types of guys to avoid. I would love to know what your experience has been with one or many of these types of guys. If there's anything I can clarify for you, just questions and comments below the video. I see all these comments and I answer as many of them as I can. I often answer all of them. I love this community. Please, if you haven't, subscribe, be part of this community. It's a fantastic and vibrant place for you to get support from me if you like the way that I explain and kind of deal in these ideas and ways of relating. And this is a channel for real development. Right? This isn't just like, hey, say a cool thing on a date. This is kind of like, these are real types of guys out there that you may want to be sober about so that you can actually invest your energy in a direction that feels good to you. So hit subscribe, like this video, share it if you will. And as always, I'm Jack. Thanks for being here.